Hey everybody, and welcome to another video. This is What's in the Box. Now, What's in the Box is basically unboxing videos where we find out what's in the box. Today we're going to have a look at this box over here, and this is from Warcradle, their Dystopian Wars range. This is the Alliance starter set, faction battle fleet. Now, this fleet, the Alliance is basically a combination of different nations, French, Spanish, Italian, if I'm not mistaken. But this set is mostly French. Let's have a look at the back very quick. You can see this box contains battle cruiser. That's the battle cruiser over there. Like 2 cruisers, which you can actually set up as Loire, Picardy, Chevalier, or Charlemont, and 4 Écuyer frigates. So you can either, and you also have 2 Levant. You can either build them as Chasseur, Fourier, and Volier, and 2 submarines, submarines, where you can build them as either Épaula or Serene. And you got some SRS tokens. You can also get some rulebooks inside here, but we'll have a look at that in a bit. So this box is actually it's quite heavy, so you know it's got a lot of stuff inside. If you haven't played this game before, it's pretty good. In fact, here at the store, we used to play the Dystopian Wars when it was with Spartan Games. Yes, Spartan Games. And we liked it over here. Slowly we're getting folks who are playing this game right now, and with the new figures and stuff like that. So, speaking of new figures, I was really quite excited to have a look at this and check out the figures themselves. So yeah. Alright, so that's the box. The box is actually quite nice, actually. It's a nice box. I think it's a slide box, but we're going to find out in a bit. Let me unwrap it. Alright, so here we go. This is the box, and let me see. Push it over here. It is a slide box. Very good idea. You got this, this card where you can like customize, and then you got like a standardized box inside. Very good in terms of costing, if you ask me. Let's look inside the box. First up, we get this card over here. I think this is the promo sheet, I think. Oh, there you go. And then you got flight stands. We'll look at flight stands in a while. And then you got some bases. And you got a bit of the flight stand right there. You got the cards. Now, very quickly, I'm not gonna be flipping through the cards today, or looking at the cards at all in this unboxing. I got some dice here. I want to say this are command dice, and then we got some what I would think are hit dice. All right, and then we've got this thing over here. I think if I'm gonna make a guess, this is probably the battleship. Let me double check. Yep, this is the battleship Oriflame or Oriflamme. Let's have a look at the detail. Very nice detail. And I think this bit goes on top of it. Let's have a look at that. The detail is really good. Really like it. Previously, when we had the previous version of Dystopian Wars, it was the detail on the ships that really got me. And once you paint them up, they look quite glorious. We actually have 2 showcases of fleets from the previous version of this game, and I'm looking forward to feature some fleets from this version from the game from Warcradle. All right, so let's bring this back in here and have a look at what else is in the box. You get 2 frames of the Levant class ships, right? And this is the ones that go onto the flight base, right? So you got the flight base over here, and you got the flight stands over here, and this one goes on it. The detail is quite nice, as you can see over here. Very nice. It's quite crisp, actually. All these little bits, while it may seem daunting, will make your painting quite easy. Why? Well, because just as long as you paint in the lines and you're able to pull out the detail, right? Using either highlight or a dry brush, right? You pretty much get this done super fast and super nice. You can either paint them like really flat, grayish, which is what I did for one of my fleets. Or you can paint them, with a little bit more color. So yeah, so you get 2 of these frames, right? Cool. So let's look at the next frame. All right, so the next sprue that you'll have duplicate of is this frame over here. This they call this the squadron frame, and from this frame you get to build your equal frigates, your cruisers, and your submarines, right? As you can see, all the little bits over here, very nice and very crisp. So you get, let me just pull this out as well, 2 frames to build your squadron. So they call this the squadron frame, which is which is why it is, right? Very nice. All right, so let's see what else we get here. We get this measuring tool, so you can actually connect this bit to that bit to this bit, and you can measure, angularly. You got this bit over here, and then you got the turning wheel right there, so you can move your ships around. Very handy tool, definitely. All right, so let's see what else you get in this box. You get, what's this? Oh, so you get a map of the Dystopian age. Let's see if I get it really quick. Over here. Oh, nice. You can mount this on your wall. For those of you guys who didn't know, we are broadcasting out of this small little peninsula over here, Malaysia. We're from here. And the back is a nice little poster that you can, again, mount on your wall. So that's very nice. That's a very, very nice bit to add to your wall. All right. All right, what else do we get in this box? We have a rulebook and tokens. Okay, so that's pretty much the contents. I'll go through a rulebook right after this. All right, so now we're gonna have a look inside the rules or the rulebook, and this is just having a look at how pretty the book is, if at all. And we're not gonna talk about the rules. All right, so it's just flipping through the book. So you got table of contents, and then you got important terms, and then you got different dice. Now when we were unboxing it earlier, there were some these dice, and there were these dice, and they're broken into action dice and critical damage dice, which is kind of cool. And then we break the game down to the anatomy of a unit, attributes of a unit, rules of a unit, weaponry, and then we got victory and valor cards, which I did not look through because when you get it, you can actually go through them yourself. Then building a force, and then fighting a common encounter, the game rounds, and then it's broken down to activation, operation, stuff like that. So these are all the steps that you have in the game. And then you have the conditions, disorder conditions, and this is where your tokens come in, which tokens represent what. Then you got your squadrons, your escorts, a description of the different ships, some nice pictures of ships, which is always great. And then you have like scenarios, and then a splash page, and then you got the world, the dystopian age, which brings us to the factions, and we have the the Covenant of the Enlightened, and we have right after that, we're gonna, let's see now, what's after the Covenant? It's the Empire, and what's after the Empire would be the Sultanate, right? And then after the Sultanate, it's the Crown, and after the Crown, it's the Union of Federated States. And after that is the Commonwealth. Let me see if I can pull out the Commonwealth right here. The Commonwealth, and then the Imperium right there, and then the Latin Alliance, or the Alliance, which is the box that we are going through right now. I wish there were more pictures in the book, but I understand functionality. Oh, by the way, there's a index. I understand functionality. It just here to learn the rules. All the nice pictures, maybe later. But like I said, I wish there was more, So that is the rulebook, nice and pocket-sized. Alright, so that was the look inside Dystopian Wars' Alliance Starter Set Faction Battle Fleet. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed looking inside. If you like more unboxings like this, let me know and I will do more for sure. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.